Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to provide a quick update with regards to my arena meta. And I was able to get a couple of new gameplay videos here in terms of just some counters, but we really have been seeing the pretty consistent defenses and offenses as of late, right? It's really been a rock, paper, scissors matchup, and it hasn't been difficult to punch up 1 million to 2 million plus as well against some of the more heavily invested players ahead of myself. Remember, I'm free to play, guys, so it's nice that we're able to invest in the top 5, top 6, 7 tunes in the game and able to dabble in the top 10. This has definitely been the most consistent I've been in arena in terms of just staying in the top 10. Usually I have to claw and fight my way to stay in the top 20, but my goodness, top 10 has been almost kind of a given for myself with some of these synergies, and it really has been a battle of who's active in the arena and who isn't. So hopefully these teams and synergies are able to help you guys propel up into the top 50, top 20. But keep in mind, the gameplay footage I am about to show you will include Professor Xavier, so this assumes that you already have him unlocked. So maybe store this video for later, guys, but this is as of September, and we are still absolutely crushing the arena meta given some of the synergies. So it makes sense, right? Obviously you got to have the three-piece of Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, and Franklin Richards. Those three are essentials. I know some players are still hesitant on building them up, but I'm telling you guys, if you want to claw and climb your way into the arena as soon as possible and accumulate like I am right now, 500 power cores every single day, and as you can see, we're north of 17,000 now. That's really how you start having a strong foundation in terms of building. Then you have to surround those Fantastic Four members with the mythic pieces that are going to be dependent on the matches that you're up against, right? So Emma is really good for offense, especially in defense, but she is now pretty easy to counter, and you'll see that in some of the gameplay footage. We have Odin actually being a good counter for certain matchups as well, so we'll show that in the gameplay footage. He is situational. I find that when we're up against a Quasar or some sort of defense that utilizes Odin anyways, Black Cat is even actually useful in one of the gameplays. So I'll show you guys that, because I've still seen this defense surprisingly, and Black Cat, as you can see, she's not built up all the way to the max, but it's just what she's going to be bringing in terms of speed dynamic that's going to help out. And then as well, like I said, we have Apocalypse. I don't think I have any Apocalypse footage today, but if you guys are interested, I'll link my previous video here on Apocalypse. He's really good to counter Emma, actually, because of the fact that he has this passive where the speed of this character in each ally can only be reduced by slow. And if you recall, Emma Frost's passive, right? She applies a negative 10% to all enemies. So Apocalypse effectively nullifying Emma on defense if you do have her there. So without further ado, guys, that's basically my ramble here in terms of just introducing you to the 5, 6, 7 characters that you want to invest in. But obviously we have Professor Xavier, and he's going to be dependent upon the matchups too, but he's a staple. It's just for myself anyways, guys, and you'll see this in the gameplay footage, is that I actually have some of these characters at Fortifier. It allows me to juice them up a little bit because their abilities going off are more important than, let's say using him as a Isolate Raider. Just because his survivability is the most important thing when you're going through some of these matches. So without further ado, guys, let's get started. I'll show you the gameplay footage of how I was able to achieve #1 last night. So again, these are the matches that you're typically seeing. So I am going to opt to actually go and counter that today with Black Cat version. Remember, we only saw this at the very beginning, but I'm seeing the Odin defense come up again, and because of inexperience and folks not being aware of it, this is why the Odin defense isn't great, because we can actually bring in a small character like Black Cat to stun the enemy Franklin Richards, sorry, and then that allows us to basically eliminate that coin flip, if you will, because if their Franklin Richards doesn't go, ours is 100% going. And then if he lands his ultimate like you see here with the silence, it is good game, guys. So that's why I said earlier, it's more about understanding the matchups and the counters than it is really about building some of these characters to 3 diamonds and whatnot, because at the end of the day, that's all that's going to be giving you, right? The 3 diamonds and whatnot is going to be giving you really just statistical bonuses. And now we get a chance to use our Xavier to counter theirs, and at the moment that happens, I mean, it basically is a battle of who can get their Xavier first and their abilities off, right? But more on that in a bit, because in my second matchup, you'll see that the enemy Xavier actually went before me, and we were still able to counter that, just once again given the counter and the synergies that we got. So if you're able to land the big Xavier ultimate, it's basically a guaranteed win right there. So yeah, if you guys see Odin, put Black Cat. It's an easy matchup. And then what I was able to do as well is I saw this other defense on #1, and you can see we're going to be doing a 2 million punch up here against an Apocalypse defense. All right, and this is why I'm not a fan of the Apocalypse defense, because it is quite easy to counter. And surprisingly enough, we are going to be bringing in, ironically, Odin, who was on defense previously before that we were attacking, right? But he is a great counter, guys, because he provides a very much needed heal and as well as passive buffs for the team. Now, you'll see here, we're able to get our Franklin Richards off first, which is very, very beneficial. This actually sets a tone. You'll see later on as well, their Xavier actually goes before ours, so you might think that it's a good game, but this is why you should always finish up the matchup before you think it's over. So we go ahead, we use our big Sue Storm ultimate ability there to group them all up, because once we're able to get our abilities off, we'll be able to obviously have the adjacent effect. Unfortunately, and this is why I have fortifiers on some of these characters, right? My Odin actually fell. So, but check this out. Our Xavier was able to go use the special there, and you know, you can see right there, just like that, even though our Odin fell in this battle and he wasn't that useful, it was the fact that he took all those attacks and he was able to actually just take that in. And just like that, guys, we can turn the tide of battle really, really quickly. So obviously, in both these matchups, my Franklin had a chance to either sway the battle to go first or was able to actually go first. So that's definitely key, guys. Having said that, these counters that I use, typically they're 85 to 90% success rate. So that's why I have some really good confidence in these teams for countering. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully you've been able to also climb your way up from this. But remember, the core is having the Fantastic Four 3-piece. Again, I haven't built up the thing of the Torch. I'm sure Torch is actually decent on offense, but just having these mythical counters like Odin, Xavier, as well as those situational ones like Black Cat and Apocalypse when it matters, that's ultimately what's going to kind of set the bar here in terms of giving you that extra edge. So I hope this helps you guys out. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.